On the morning of April 30th, 1943, a fisherman off the coast of Huelva, Spain, found a dead man in the water. A British officer, Major William Martin, Royal Marines. Chained to his wrist was a briefcase, and inside it, a secret that could decide the war. There was just one problem with Major Martin. He had never existed. The most important man in the Mediterranean that spring was a corpse with a borrowed name, and he was about to fool Adolf Hitler into losing Sicily. By 1943, the Allies had pushed the Germans out of North Africa. The next step across the Mediterranean was obvious. Too obvious. To get into Europe, they had to take Sicily, the stepping stone to Italy. And everyone knew it. Winston Churchill's planners put it bluntly. Everybody but a bloody fool would know it's Sicily, which was exactly the trap. If the Allies could see the obvious move, so could the Germans. Hitler could pack the island with troops and turn the beaches into a slaughter. The invasion would only work if Hitler looked the other way. The Allies didn't just need to win Sicily. They needed Germany to believe the attack was coming somewhere else entirely. Greece, hundreds of miles away. The answer came from a small, strange corner of British intelligence. A naval officer named Ewan Montague and an RAF flight lieutenant named Charles Cholmondeley. Their job was deception, and they had an idea so macabre it had been sitting in a secret file for years. Plant false documents on a dead body and let the enemy find it. To win, they would have to build a man out of paper and a borrowed corpse, give him a life, a love, a death, and trust that the enemy would believe every word. First, they needed a body, one that could pass for a man who had drowned at sea. In January 1943, they found one. A homeless Welshman named Glyndwr Michael, who had died after swallowing rat poison in an abandoned warehouse near King's Cross. In life, almost no one had noticed him. In death, he was about to change history. His real name would stay a secret for over 50 years. They gave the dead man a new identity. Captain, acting major, William Martin of the Royal Marines. But a name on a uniform fools no one. So they did something extraordinary. They gave him a life. Into his pockets went the litter of a real person. A photograph of a fiancée they called Pam. 2 love letters. A receipt for an engagement ring he couldn't quite afford. Ticket stubs from a London show, dated to prove he'd been alive days earlier. A letter from a scolding father. An overdrawn notice from the bank. They built a man so human that no one would think to doubt him. And then, the real payload. A personal letter between 2 British generals, written to look casual, that let slip the great secret. The Allies were going to invade Greece and Sardinia. Sicily, it hinted, was just a feint. A decoy to draw the Germans the wrong way. Every word was a lie, engineered to be overheard. They sealed Major Martin into a steel canister packed with dry ice to slow what the sea would do to him, and drove him through the night to Scotland. On April 19th, the submarine HMS Seraph slipped out of Holy Loch carrying the canister. Its crew told only that they were delivering a secret weather device. 11 days later, before dawn on April 30th, the Seraph surfaced a mile off the Spanish town of Huelva, a place crawling with German agents, where a body was sure to be found and talked about. The officers said a quiet prayer over a man whose real name they didn't even know. Then they let Major Martin go and watched the tide carry him toward Spain and toward the enemy. It worked exactly as they'd hoped. The Spanish authorities recovered the body